Right. Hello and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights. I played a lot of this game and a lot of custom campaigns for this. However, I do have a diamond edition for this too. So it comes with a lot of premium modules. Some of them can't be bought anymore anywhere. But I've had access to them anyway. I think the premium module comes with Kingmaker, Shadow Guard, and Witch's Wake. But Infinite Dungeons, Pirates of the Sword Coast, and Wyvern Crown of Cormer. I don't think you can buy those anywhere in any set or any other way. There are ways to get them, but that's not important. So my idea would be to basically play these 6 premium modules. So more or less things that you at one time or another could have just bought. Not sure about the Infinite Dungeons though, because Infinite Dungeons seem to... I think this is literally Infinite Dungeons, so auto-generated dungeons you can play, and I'm not sure if there's much point in playing that. At least the 5 others should have some story. Size-wise, I don't think these are expansion size, so you might get some hours of gameplay out of each one, and that'll be it. So they're not that large. At the same time, I don't actually know, so your guess is as good as mine. I think I'll start with Witch's Wake. BioWare Community Live Team presents Neverwinter Nights Witch's Wake version 1.1, designed by Rob Bartel. Starting level 1, number of players 1 to 6. The sounds of battle rage around you, ringing in the cold night air. You wake in a pool of your own blood to hear your prince's dying words. You are to deliver an important message to the king. Darkness overwhelms you. If only you could remember how to get home. We played this early Neverwinter classic, now fully enhanced and remastered. The long-awaited sequel is coming soon. Yeah, that's never going to come. So this is definitely an incomplete story of some sort. I have no idea what type of a character this isn't designed for. However, we have to keep something in mind. It'll be short. Relatively short at least. So there's no point trying to plan for some kind of a character that's good at level 8 or 9 or 10. We're probably never gonna get there. We need something that's workable right now, from level 1 on. So I'm not gonna do anything too odd or elaborate here, just some kind of basic fighter, maybe ability to do something else. Cleric might be good. You get a lot of good special abilities if you choose the correct Cleric subtypes. And you have decent survivability and combat capability too. Yeah, that's actually not bad. Go with lawful neutral, or the man of the king, or something like that. But not particularly good, not particularly evil. We don't need a huge amount of wisdom, because wisdom only determines additional spell slots and high level you can level of a spell you can cast. So a huge amount of wisdom is worthless in a scenario like this. What we want is more of a combat focused guy. Preferably a nice amount of survivability. I have no idea if any additional abilities like Charisma is going to be supported in any way. I think Wisdom 14 is probably as good as we're gonna need. I mean, if we get additional levels, we can just pump up the Wisdom that way. But for now, it's combat and survivability. the same time, we can't exactly get anything too good here anyway. I'll raise Wisdom. That guarantees at least access to 5th level spells through level ups. So, and our combat stats are fine. Good strength, good constitution, and some dexterity. So we can wear heavy armor and still get the best dexterity out of it. Packages. Right, concentration is a must. Anything else? Maybe heal, Lord. Concentration is a must. Single point in humble is a good investment. Take persuasion. I also maybe a single. I'm not sure if we want lore. Not like we don't have a use for it, but we want to have a character that is good right this second. I'm gonna rely on summons basically. I'm gonna make a summoner cleric. That way I can still kick ass on my own, but most of the heavy fighting will be done by the summons. This type of a cleric also ceases to be all that impressive very quickly, but on early levels it's absolutely overpowered. They can get access to high level summoning creatures. So how do we support it? Scribe scrolls, no. We want to focus on fighting. Weapon proficiency martial, thanks, yeah. I'll take that. Allows me to use pretty much every weapon we can pick up. Knockdown is always useful. Basically anything to improve our own fighting capability, direct fighting capability. That would mean we should go with knockdown and cleave though. Now what do you need for cleave? I don't recall. I haven't played that long. I haven't played in a long time, so I don't recall what cleave requires. I'm not sure if I can get it at this level. It's definitely not knockdown, it's a power attack. Yeah. This would be basically an extra attack every time you kill something. On lower levels it's a lot of extra attacks. And power attack is useful too in some situations. Domain. Summoning. Is it actually summoning? No, I think it's animal or something like that. Right. Able to summon more powerful creatures using Summon Creature 1 through Summon Creature 8. Cleric gains access to the following spells at specified spell levels. Categories choosing Polymer Cell. We are interested in summon creatures. We can start with the boar, and I think at second level, when we get access to second level spell, we can summon the direwolf, which will have a power attack and a cleave, and it's a good fighter. Good amount of hit points. I think it might have knockdown too. It's that is overwhelming at something when you're something like level 3. The question is, what do we take with that? Again, something that's useful now, not something that's useful later on. Low level invisibility wouldn't be a horrible idea. But we have to deal with all obstacles ourselves. This is not group. This is definitely not a group adventure, because this is one of the. I do recall this will be one of the earlier, if not even one of the first added special adventures. So this is like vanilla Neverwinter type of era of adventure. Mage armor. Not bad. Identify. Knock. Not bad either. Otherwise we'll have to just bash everything. At the same time our summon creatures are good, so bashing is not a bad thing. I don't think the second special ability matters all that much. Whole lightning at level 3. That's not bad. It will turn elementals as if they were cool. It will turn outsiders. Healing spells are cast if they were the empowered spell. I don't think so. There was something I was sort of looking at. Yeah. Jesus had entanglement, whip, slow, haste. Even at low levels these could be very useful in managing situations. The longer hair individuals. Yeah, based on these colors, it's pretty hard to say what the hell I'm even choosing. Okay, that's going to have to do.
Get on them! Attack, I say! To your weapons, and don't let
The music might be a little bit too loud compared to everything else, although it could just be the title screen music that's like this. Voice are good nature. Saman Mard. Sounds good.
Your eyes open, and you wince at the brightness of the flames about you. The sounds of battle are loud and close, as if buried within your skull. Blood seeps into the cool ground. You realize that it's yours.
Try to move your head.
With effort, your face turns skyward. The night breeze brushes against your skin, causing you to smile. This might be the most beautiful moment of your life. Your eyes slowly focus on the silhouette above you. Panic wells up within you. You knew this man once. You called him your prince, and now he dangles before you, almost limp, at the end of a soldier's pike. The broken man's eyes are blue and intense. His piercing stare burns itself into your memory. Slowly, he blinks.
Who did this to us?
Don't you remember? The prince whispers, his words thick with blood. We did it. To ourselves. He coughs, the pain rolling his eyes back to bare their whites. You must tell the king.
Wait for him to continue.
Eyes closed now, his breathing labored. The broken man continues. Tell the king that she is dead.
Wait.
You wait for a long, long time. Far above you, the clouds part to reveal the night stars. Prince Ahmed is dead. Weary, you begin to count. world is dark and still beneath your lidded eyes. Your head aches, and your mouth is dry and wooden. You lie there, too sore to move, the prince's voice still echoing from across some distant void. Suddenly you feel the touch of human hands. They scurry like rats across your body, and you feel a tugging as they reach your finger. The breeze fills with a muttered curse and the scrape of metal.
Try fortitude save. A better constitution. Try to speak. Your voice emerges as a throaty rasp, but it is enough. Your eyes open to see an old woman still the blade that would have cut your fingers to the quick. She lets your hand drop. I've got me a live one, do I? Not too many of those around here now, are there? The old woman eyes you critically. Welcome back to the land of the living, then. Have you got a name? Thankfully still intact, your hand wears the blood and muck of the last night's battle. Beneath the grime, your hands are deeply tanned. You notice a pale band around your ring finger, free of tan and dirt. Do I care about the ring? My ring, it's missing. Have you seen it? You've got fine eyes for a man who had all the look of death. Not 5 minutes ago. Well, I've found plenty of rings today. Can't say I know which one might be yours now, can I? I reckon about half of you wore iron, and the others... Woman scowls at the ground. Aye, and some of yours were gold. No, and some of yous wore gold. There, now and that I told you, you'll probably steal them all. Oh, very well. I'll give you your pick of my earnings. Only one, mind you. One ring. You choose. For the rest you'll have to pay. She spits on the side, as if sealing the bargain. Gold is definitely valuable, but gold is also... okay, bronze, silver and gold are standard treasure rings that are of no use in the game. I'll take the iron. It could be worthless, but still. Although I suppose I could say them, her to keep them. I mean, I don't recall. But I still think iron might actually... gold is something valuable, iron might be something useful. Iron. The iron one was mine. Take it then and good riddance to it. Maybe it's worth something where you come from. I wouldn't be able to get as much as a few coppers for it up in Brogan's arm. You slip the iron ring into your pocket. Brogan's arm? What's that? Brogan's? It'd be a village of barrow dwarves you'll find through the pass and south a ways. If you made it this far, you must have passed through the arm at some point. Okay, what are barrow dwarves? They were known as cairn dwarves once. Aye, even then they were pale of flesh and stern of countenance. It be said they bury their dead above ground, neath mounds of stone. The old woman shrugs and picks something from beneath her fingernails. They be less than what they once was, but they still buy my rags and pickings all the same. What happened here? Don't rightly know, but all of you sure be costumed up the same. It's like you came up here to kill yourselves. I've heard of places where soldiers do that if they be in dishonor. Judging by how you're still alive, I reckon you didn't even do a good job of that. The old woman gives you a sidelong glance. You ain't from these parts, are you? Yep. What is this place? This place ain't got no name, sir. It's just called the Edge. Ooh, edgy. This here's about as remote a place as places seem to get, and as far north as north goes. You not be from these parts, are you? I have no idea. I can tell by the shift of in your eyes, the way your cheekbones angle. You're from somewhere south, far south, and making matters worse is the fact that you seem a little short on memories. Well, if I were you, I'd go find the night hag up in the pass and ask her real nicely for her help. The village folk are frightened of her, and rightly so, but she'll know what to do. In the meantime, you can help me scavenge from the bodies of your fallen brethren here. It's a dirty task, but I'll pay for you what you find and give goods in trade if you be interested. Why must I see this night hag? The old woman arches an eyebrow, a simple gesture filled with criticism. Look around you. Whatever ever happened here last night be somehow of the world beyond. Yet here you be, alive where, by all rights, you should be dead and asking questions to which I not be having answers. I don't quite know what to make of you lad, but the night hag will. If rubbing this. I'll tell you. Roll this shit. Yeah, we definitely need to look at controls. How do you go angle the goddamn camera? I have this. This is not the version I played before. It's a diamond edition, so all the settings have basically been reset to default. Okay, we need to. It's probably camera up. Camera. No. Camera up. I don't want full. That should do it. Ah, thank God. Do we have anything? We have tattered king's armor, which is a clothing piece. Strange iron ring. Small figures crudely caught dance chaotically around the ring's circumference. You'd doubt the ring would fetch more than a few coppers from a merchant, but something tells you that it holds a greater significance. You seem to remember it from an earlier time. Perhaps you wore one like it once or saw it on another's hand. 3 charges, unique power, 2 charges per use, so it can be used once on to do something. Doesn't have a yeah, it definitely has a special power.
The ring seems cold and thin upon your finger. Dark figures dance chaotically around the iron band.
You hear a whisper, distant and torn by unseen winds, as you gaze upon the ring. Listen. The whisper grows closer and closer until it seems to be all around you. Saman Mard, it reads. It is good to return to you. You have done the prince a great honor. Who are you? Whisper swirls around you, speaking first in one ear then the next. A breeze stirs your hair as it passes. Me? The whisper asks. I'm just someone to whom you have given the greatest gift. Do you have a name? There is a tinkle of laughter on the winds. I have many names. Perhaps you will remember them all someday. I would like that. For now, I am this iron ring. I'm company on a lonely road. That is enough. Okay, and what gift did I give you? You gave me your trust, your loyalty, and through me, you gave it to your prince. It is the greatest gift of all to give, Sama, and I thank you for it. What honor have I done to the prince? You listened to him, confides the whisper. You listened to his heart. The others, they listened only to their own. You obeyed his wishes, and obey them still. Do not forget that. The prince is dead. The whisper passes through you playfully, resonating within your bones. The prince is dead. Long live the prince. Has this something to do about succession then? Multiple princes fighting for inheritance? Or the throne? What is that supposed to mean? There's a sound of playful laughter fading in the wind. The prince is dead. Long live the prince. The voice whispers again, as if the meaning is somehow self-evident. My interpretation would be that the prince got killed and now there's another taking his place, and that, for all I know, it could be me, or my character rather. Okay, let the whispers fade. Something very important, don't know what that is. Spells are important. Without spells, I'm pretty much worthless. Light cure wounds. Probably should be the first thing I do is rest. I need. This would be a summon level 2. We have 2 of them. That's 48 hours. Yeah, 24-hour duration. But that's not gonna run out. We want 2 because one might be killed. Entangle might be a solid selection. But this is more of a tool if we know we encounter a lot of dangerous opponents. It's not something I would want to have as normally active. Protection from alignment might be good. Or endure elements would last a long time, another 24 hours. Yeah, I think I'll take these. We more or less plan to always to do a lot of the killing ourselves, so probably rest in this game. Prince Ahmed.
Still haunted by the events of last night, you keep a wary eye on Prince Ahmed's corpse. As the battle had raged around you, he said you were to tell the king that she is dead. If only you knew what that meant.
Take the body down from the pike. You pry the pike from the frozen earth and free the prince from its ragged point.
Prince Ahmed's glassy-eyed corpse gazes up at you from the frozen ground. A gaping wound in his chest marks the place where the pike pierced him.
Search the corpse. He appears to have been stripped clean before being placed on the pike. Whoever did it to him left him with only his loincloth. Ah, field of burial cairn. You gather stones from the rocky ground and begin to pile them up around the prince's broken body. It's long and backbreaking work. As the cairn grows around the body of your prince, you begin to feel very alone. An icy mist is rolling in from the east horizon, and you know it will envelop him. The thought of it leaves you numb. At last the cairn is complete. The mists grow ever closer as a part of you knows that it's time to move on and say goodbye, to let go. You swallow the lump in your throat and stand. What a wonderful cairn.
A rocky cairn has been erected on the spot where Prince Ahmed died. Mists gather around its base.
Pray for the prince's spirit. I'm a cleric, so I think that's a fitting thing to do anyway. You feel at one of the man buried beneath the rock as you pray for his spirit's safety on its journey. As you pray, you experience the strange sensation of the prince somehow doing the same for you. So we got blessed. Pike is also a weapon. Seems like a pretty... Ooh, it has some sort of standard ability.
As you gaze upon this finely crafted pike, you are overwhelmed by the memory of Prince Ahmed's broken body suspended upon it. Your heart fills with despair, and your mind with dark thoughts.
Impale yourself upon the pike? Holy shit, how about no? Oaken weapon grip. Just one Twitch's Bane. The bloodstained battle axe seems solidly crafted and the inlaid gold seems genuine. Etched into the heavy blade is a single word, Witchbane. Standard weapon though. Couldn't use it anyway. I think I can use simple weapons only. The game seems to offer crafting options. I'm not particularly interested, I don't have the skills either.
The gong's call echoes across the frozen battlefield, startling the gathered crows to flight.
Suppose I can always sell the crap to the woman. I could really use a one-handed weapon. Okay, there's quite a few more dead bodies here than I initially thought, so there's a lot of crap. Seems mostly crafting components, which we basically have no use for. We'll see if the old woman is gonna buy them or not. also no indication of what I've already looked through and what I haven't. Standard spear.
There, amidst the smoking wreckage of this battlefield, lie the corpses of 2 women. Is one of them the she the prince referred to? What of the countless other women strewn about you? You breathe a heavy sigh. Somewhere, some woman is dead, and you must tell the king.
The hell is the boulder?
This boulder rises from the ashes of the dead, as if suggesting some sort of memorial to the horror that has transpired here. The wind blows cold about you, and you shiver with the realization that you don't remember who these people were or what drove them to this bitter end. A part of you begins to feel very, very alone.
Well, there are a few useful items here, even if you're not into crafting. Alchemist fire.
You shiver in the cold. Snow is beginning to drift around the corpse before you, blood and sweat slowly turning her uniform into a frozen carapace. You're sure of it now. Every last one of them wore black and white, the king's colors, same as you. Steeling your nerves for the dirty task, you approach the dead.
Didn't get a chisel out of this one, so maybe we can write something in the boulder. Not sure what I would want to write though. Some sort of a memorial, but you'd have to know at least something was happening here before you can do that. The gong might serve a similar purpose, like as a part of a ceremony we'll have to perform on these.
This boulder, you feel the weight of the stonecutter's chisel within your pack. If only you had something with which to hammer it.
So I need a hammer. I can only interact with the corpses once. So if I can basically highlight it, I haven't interacted with it. The woman might have a hammer if I can't find it among the corpses. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I got most of them. Want to trade.
The old woman seems content to watch you search through the belongings of your fallen comrades. She hugs herself in the cold air, apparently too weary from her previous efforts to join you.
Ever seen these uniforms before? The old woman ponders your question. I've seen the scraps and tatters of many sort of fabric, but these rags, even beneath their muddied crust, they look to be some far-off foreign weave. How would the foreign army get to this place so conveniently? It would be a long trek, probably through nations that wouldn't allow foreign forces to pass through, so either magical travel or this area of the world has to be pretty much not governed by anyone. Her greedy eyes dart over the collection you've managed to acquire. Yes, she coos. Rack-picker prices. Okay, we can frighten her to obtain a better price or obtain favor. Request a fair price. I don't care. I just want to see if he has or she rather has a hammer. There's an iron hammer head, so we could at least manufacture one. We had some skill. Also, I wonder if we could use just a light hammer or war hammer for this job. I mean, literally we can't pick it up, but we could maybe use it as a tool. We have no money. That's something we need to start with. What the hell am I gonna do with these? We might have a use for the bow and wand. I think I'll hold on to some of these. Most of these are not particularly useful. At least I can't see how they would be. Well, we have to hold on to the chisel. I'll hold on to a lot of the usefuls anyway. I have no idea what's going to be useful later on or what isn't. I probably shouldn't pick up this general crap. Broken pole. Okay, 50 gold, that's not a lot. Might be enough for a small hammer. I'm not sure if we could use this, but it's only 1 gold. Might be enough for tool use. Not sure what other weapon would I even want to have. Bob is good enough. The shield is sort of shitty, but as long as we have a shield, that's good enough. Okay, let's test it out. Can we do something with it?
This boulder rises. You take the stonecutter's chisel from your pack and steady your grip upon the hammer. You feel the sudden need to leave your mark upon this grisly place.
Carve a message into the rock. Dexterity check. Your first strokes are swift and sure, the letters graceful. You continue with confidence. Let the stone stand in testament. Painstakingly, you etch the opening words into the stone. Valor of the Fallen. Always be remembered. Wiping the sweat from your brow, you eye your work. It is too late to change it now. Leave the message unsigned. I don't think these type of messages have to be signed by anyone. Returning the chisel and hammer to your pack, you rise. Lettering, though simple, is clean and straight, obviously carved with great love and care. The lines are deep and visible, even from a fair distance. Let the stone stand in testament to the valor of the fallen. They shall always be remembered. It's some sort of a generic message that people fought here, people died here, and that's it. We could have probably... There's a possibility we could have learned more and then made the message probably make more sense, but whatever. So we're in search of a
The
hag.
pass opens before you, full of danger and possibility. You make a mental checklist of your scant belongings, hoping you have enough for whatever may lay ahead. These cliffs have the stench of death about them, and a part of you hopes you'll never return to them.
Badger. Not be much of a challenge for us. We gained a experience point. Excellent. How many of these would we have to kill? About 500. Most of the experience I've gained so far has been through just discovering things, looking at items. Yeah, the boar is a very, very good unit at this stage.
To your weapons, and don't let up! Attack!
Multiple wolves.
To your weapons, and don't let up! Attack!
The wolves are pretty pathetic. Probably get some skins out of them, but that's it. Not worth fighting. To the night hag. I think I'll explore this area and leave things at that. Some kind of goblin cave. Goblin elite. Best of the best. Not actually bad, probably has a lot more hit points than I do. Goblin leather. Space crap, this is probably better armor than I have. Weapons might also carry some gold value. This is 0 armor. This is 1. Okay, there's a good chance there's a little bit of a goblin massacre that we need to do here. Kobolds versus goblins. Let's follow the kobolds. If there's any other fighting, more fighting to be done, it's good to have some support. Goblin elites.
Let's have at it!
I have no idea what's going on.
Time for a bit of the game. Yeah!
Ritual Maw, Night Hag. Okay, probably Shaman. I don't particularly see any reason to take part in this fight at the moment. Access the Night Hag. More. It looks like we can go there now. Hag is accessible though. Yeah, they are pretty much ignore the human. So I will not get involved either. I mean, a level 1 character isn't exactly fitted for doing some kind of a mass combat. I talk to the shaman.
The goblin eyes you warily, then marches on.
Hostile kobolds, hostile goblins here and there. Only the basics. But none of the good units are actually give a crap about us. Low-level basic units, on the other hand, seem to be a little bit aggressive, but that's it. Locked and trapped iron door. It would take a lot of bashing to get through, and the trap would probably be lethal to me at this point. I have no way to disarm the trap. Same thing here. It's not worth it. I might be able to get through this somehow, survive the trap somehow. I mean, probably will get a saving throw and all that. But at the same time, there has to be a better way to go there if it's a place we absolutely must go. Priority should be the Night Hag at the moment. By the way, I'll leave things here. Adventure seems to be more focused on actually just solving the mystery anyway than doing any kind of fighting. Though most of the adventure is probably just talking to people and trying to solve things.